Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today I'm going to be doing my predictions for the Eastern Conference in the 2023-24 season. As we are a couple of days away from the 2023-24 season starting, tipping off on Tuesday night between the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors and the Denver Nuggets and the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's go over my Eastern Conference predictions going from 15 to 1. At number 15, I have it being the Washington Wizards. You know, if Jordan Poole is your number one option, you have problems. I mean, Jordan Poole was either great in the preseason or terrible. He dropped 41 points in 7 minutes, but then 27 minutes. But then the next game went 1 for 15. So Kuzma and Jordan Poole are your best two options. And I just right now, not seeing a lot of team chemistry, the Wizards will be the worst team in the NBA. At 14, just as worse, the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, if LaMelo Ball can stay healthy, I mean, this team is okay, but I just don't see them being better than anybody else in the Eastern Conference besides the Wizards, if LaMelo Ball's healthy, to be honest. I still think this team is a long way away from being good. Number 13, I have the Toronto Raptors. I know they have Spicy P with Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, but who else do they have besides those two guys? I mean, Jakob Poeltl is great. You have a couple of solid players on their team. Grady Dick is the guy they just drafted. For Christ's sake, their point guard is Dennis Schroeder. I just don't see the Raptors having a great season, and I see them being a little bit of sellers at the trade deadline. Watch out for the Raptors at the trade deadline. They will be sellers. At 12 are the Bulls. I mean, the Bulls are kind of similar to the Raptors, although I think the Bulls have a better team than the Raptors. The Bulls have more tradable assets, and they have a better team. But honestly, out of both the Bulls and the Raptors, the most likely team to sell and trade a bunch of players are the Toronto Raptors. So I don't think the Bulls will be great, but I think they'll be solid. I think the East has improved a little bit this year, so that will be harder for them to make the play-in like they did last year. But I think it'll be interesting to see how many players the Bulls trade away at the trade deadline. Maybe they move Alex Caruso. We'll see. Number 11, I have the Detroit Pistons. I have the Pistons just shy of the play-in. I mean, the Pistons are great. Cade Cunningham's going to be fully healthy. They have Jaden Ivey. They just drafted Ausar Thompson. Added in a couple of pieces, Monte Morris and Joe Harris. They hired Monty Williams. I think that would be a big, huge addition to their team. But I think they'll just be outside of the play-in. At 10, I have the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic are the next team to take the big jump. Paulo Banchero going into his second season. Franz Wagner going into his third season. I think this team will surprise a lot of people and be able to make it into the play-in game. At number 9, I have the Pacers. I think the Pacers will be more healthier than they were last year. They've added in a couple pieces, Bruce Brown, Obi Toppin, and if Tyrese Halliburton can stay healthy, and those two guys that they added in with Toppin and Bruce Brown are able to play good and show what they were worth, because Bruce Brown was paid a lot of money. I think the Pacers should be pretty decent in the Eastern Conference. At 8, I have the Atlanta Hawks. I'm still not feeling the experiment with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, but hey, let's give it a second year. Maybe things will change, but I just don't see them being higher than an 8 seed right now. At 7, I got the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, listen, going into this offseason, I thought the Nets were going to be a bottom seed in the Eastern Conference, but I think Ben Simmons is going to affect that team in a very good way, offensively and defensively. Mikal Bridges is ready to take the next jump. I think the same thing goes for Cameron Johnson. They got Spencer Dinwiddie as well. They have a nice young team. They have a solid head coach, and I think Ben Simmons will bring a really good player. He'll be a great addition. And I know he's been on the team in the past, but they're not getting the Ben Simmons they got in the past. They're getting a different Ben Simmons now, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how he looks with the Brooklyn Nets this year. I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to watch this season. At number 6, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, one of the things I look into when I put the Sixers in the standings is how long will they be without James Harden, right? I mean, when I say how long will they be without James Harden, obviously they're not getting James Harden back. But how long before James Harden gets traded and they get to bring in some other assets to replace James Harden? Because right now they're missing a void, and a guy like De'Anthony Melton is having to replace that. No disrespect to De'Anthony Melton because he's a very solid player. He's just no James Harden or no replacement of James Harden. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. They have Joel Embiid, the MVP. He's going to be a monster. But, I mean, with James gone, and I know they have Tyrese Maxey, they're going to be, the other whoever they're facing, their defense is going to be they're going to be focusing fully on Joel Embiid before you have to deal with James and you have to deal with Joel. Now you really only have to deal with Joel, but you have to deal with Tyrese Maxey just a little bit. Number 5 of the Miami Heat. I mean, the Heat have lost some valuable pieces. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent. I think that could affect them this year. I think some of the teams in the Eastern Conference have gotten better. But at number 4, I have the team they beat in the semifinals last year, the New York Knicks. I think the New York Knicks are going to be very solid. Josh Hart's first full season in New York. They added in Dante DiVincenzo. I think this Knicks team will be pretty solid. Jalen Brunson's second season in New York. I think Julius Randle will go on a little bit of a redemption. I don't know how he'll do in the playoffs, but I think in the regular season, Julius will be Julius in the regular season. I think the playoffs is something you have to worry about when it comes to Julius Randle. At number 3, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs are going to shock a lot of people. They stole Max Strus from the Heat. They added in another guy in Georgia Yang. They made great pieces. They added in great pieces in free agency. Also re-signed Karis LeVert. This Cavs team, watch out for this Cavaliers team. I think they're one of the teams that can bring trouble to both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics. Watch out. At number 2, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. I think Dame and Giannis are going to be great, but I see the Celtics being better, and that's why the Boston Celtics at number 1. So yeah. All right, let's go over a full recap of my Eastern Conference predictions. Number 15. Wizards. Number 14, Hornets. Number 13, Raptors. Number 12, Bulls. Number 11, Pistons. Number 10, Magic. Number 9, Pacers. Number 8, Hawks. Number 7, Nets. Number 6, 76ers. Number 5, Miami Heat. Number 4, Knicks. Number 3, Cavs. Number 2, Bucks. Number 1, Celtics. So, yeah, that's it for my Eastern Conference predictions. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.